Hopin sacks 242 staff. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because I want to talk about this, event company, live event company, that's sacking more staff for the second time this year, over 240 people. So Hopin cut staff for the second time this year. Event tech company Hopin has significantly reduced its headcount for the second time this year, according to multiple sources. Hopin laid off 242 people today, approximately 29% of its staff. Hopin was the first major event tech provider to announce a post-pandemic round of layoffs, when it will let go 12% of staff in February. Now, I think we're going to see this more and more with these companies that, might have taken on extra people during the pandemic and the lockdowns when, there's more demand for their service, and maybe now they have to shrink a little bit, but 30%, that's a big number. And, it also shows you got to have your options open when you're working for any of these organizations, particularly ones that have grown real quick during the lockdown craze. Hopin holds the accolade of being Europe's fastest growing startup of all time. The company, founded in 2019, raised 2 record-breaking rounds of funding in 2021 at a valuation of almost $8 billion. An $8 billion company can't afford to keep you. Tech industry commentator Garegli Oroza noted that Hopin's business had not grown since February round of layouts. Orozo, I butchered that, also highlighted its over-reliance on StreamYard, a live streaming studio it acquired for $250 million in January 2021. StreamYard reportedly accounts for 40% of Hopin's revenue. Then what is it then? They just do an IPO, get funding for a startup, hire a bunch of people, then buy another company to use that for your revenue. Other event tech companies have been impacted by the economic downturn and perfect storm impacting the sector. Bizabo reduced its headcount by 30% last week, and Hubilo, what's with these stupid names, let go of around 12% of staff. This round of layoffs was not as abrupt as the first, with employees aware of the cuts for 2 weeks. How would you feel working like that in an environment where, 2 weeks, and there's going to be cuts? Did the people know they were going for 2 weeks? Was this the notice they were given? Or did they know cuts were coming in 2 weeks and you've got to find out in 2 weeks? That'd be terrible. Could you imagine that? The edge of your seat for 2 weeks. Are you going to lose your job at your event tech company? I wonder if they're all working remotely. Hopin has confirmed that former staff members will receive 3 months of compensation, have the 1-year cliff dropped for stock vesting, and keep their laptops. They will also keep health benefits and have access to mental health benefits. So there we go. So let's jump over and have a look at Hopin. This is their website. Let's go straight to their pricing. So here we go. Okay. You get started. You can have 1 admin seat, unlimited events with up to 100 registrations. Hey, maybe I should do that. Complete virtual venue with stage, sessions, networking. Virtual events. I always wondered how you'd do it. There you go. Up to $799 a month. Let's look at some of the Glassdoor reviews. Okay, let's see what they're like. So, we've got 143 reviews. 501 to 1,000 employees. Well, not anymore, sadly. So let's look at some of these reviews. They've got a 3.8. 68% would recommend to a friend, and 85% approve of the CEO. So let's have a look here. Hopin is a fantastic company to work in 16 reviews. Fully remote, but set up in a way that you feel the human connection. 10 reviews. So they're completely remote working. How can you feel the human connection? I work fully remote, and I still prefer having face-to-face meetings with consultants when we have to discuss things. It makes it easier to communicate. So cons. So this may not be the place for you if that kind of speed bothers you. Hopin is a fully remote company. Remote work is not for everyone. So let's have a look. It's fast-paced, constantly changing, and sometimes hard to keep up in 6 reviews. Work-life balance totally screwed, but not because you're forced to work from management and 5 reviews. There can be long hours when the pressure is on, but not because anyone is forcing you to work late. Okay, let's have a look. Hoping for the best. They don't recommend it. Or do they? You'll learn a lot. Many smart, talented individuals at this company. Yeah, but if you're all working remotely, how can you learn off them? I mean, part of working in an office, and I know I'm old-fashioned like that, particularly if you're starting up in your career, is just hearing the noise of the office, the conversations that people have, the discussions that you have, and the collaborating around a table. I guess you can have some of that remotely, but, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know how. It's going to be very hard for a young person getting started in a career just not having that corporate culture. You need to know the rules before you can break them. Anyway, cons. Uncertain macroeconomic environment. Lack of company identity makes it difficult to sell and service clients. Loss of trust due to multiple layoffs. Hopefully the one in July is the last one, but it's unlikely. There you go. Room to grow. Can we filter these by... Let's go lowest ratings. They're going to be the most. So let's have a look at some of these negative reviews. Just another startup without proper planning. So pros, fully remote, decent salary and benefits. Cons, irresponsible hiring just to get more investment and screw up employees. That's not at all surprising. No one ever knows what's going on. This is from a senior manager in New York. Remote is very nice. Benefits and comp are good enough. Cons, morale is candidly low since layoffs, and there is a steady stream of people quitting, toxic positivity throughout overproduced meetings, and all hands are good distractions from alarmingly high customer churn. Hang on. And no profit. CEO has a habit of shocking employees with news or jokes that is either fine or really bad. Middle managers never know what's going on and finding out information at the same time as everyone else. How Hopin will recover from the pandemic spoils is never clear, and no one knows what is going on. Diversity is a laughing matter, and if you're wondering how the diversity score is high here, they mean diversity in hiring internationally, not racial diversity. I mean, the people... I mean, he's New York, or they don't have their name. I guess to some people that's important. You want the full rainbow of skin tones in the remote work when you don't see anyone. I mean, come on. What a world. Glad I'm old. You know, in the 80s, we were taught to not judge people based on these superficial things, you know, I guess, but that's just retro. You know, it's cool to be discriminatory and racist these days, huh? Anyway, the little train that could but couldn't. Pros, lots of amazing people with great work ethic. The ability to work remote is a plus for many, though I'm aware it can also be a con for some. Cons, okay. Quite a bit going wrong here, which is sad because I think most people really wish for the best. However, there are several problems. 1, poor management. A lot of the top leadership don't know what they're doing, and it shows. They don't listen to what people have been complaining about for over a year. They try to operate Hopin like Hopin is SFDC, and it's not. Many leaders come from there or Dropbox or LI. In my opinion, when I see too many leaders that come from the same org to a new one, it's a red flag. To be honest, it seems many came to cash in on what seemed like an amazing company, but they weren't expecting to work too hard. The problem is mainly with top leadership, not middle management, as many of them are amazing. Number 2, there's absolutely no work-life balance. Perhaps this is different from team to team, but overall, I've heard everyone complaining about this and know it's true. For my first 8 to 9 months, I probably worked 12 hours a day minimum. The company, managers included, loved to put meetings during lunch times. The amount of time I've had lunch at 5 p.m. in a year has been too many times to count. Also, you're likely to be doing 3 jobs in one with little chance you're growing in the organization, which brings me to number 3. Promotions and career growth isn't fair. Typically in a startup, you see people working very hard to grow more quickly in their careers. However, at Hopin, most people who were there from the beginning were screwed over in many ways for promotions. 4, little to no diversity initiatives. Honestly, its performance at best and non-existent at worst. Wow, do people... What is this? I mean, is this a common thing? I haven't worked in a corporate office for a few years. I guess this is international now. Let me know if this is an important thing to you where you're working. I mean, it's just tick boxing bullshit, isn't it? You just hire people to fill jobs, but I guess this is a startup that doesn't make any profit. So, poor messy communications. Expect to read the same message 40 times in different channels. They will likely deny any of this is true. Yeah, advice to management: take action. So, well, let's have a talk about this one. It looks like we're seeing a company that went gangbusters during the pandemic and the lockdowns, and now is faced with reality. You know, look at all those buy now pay later companies that shot up to the moon. Look at Peloton. Look at Zoom. How did they all go? So maybe this is just the first. We'll be reading about third and fourth and fifth rounds of layoffs. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Thank you all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can help out. You can support the channel financially via Facebook, or via YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And, well, I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Do we have enough diversity here at HeiseSays? Maybe I need to get some more inclusions. White-haired men. Fantastic. That's all we need.